I am Zone Narito actually from the National Capital Region of the Philippines. I was born in Manila and also grew up there. And why am I in the, in the social movement? How was I involved here? Perhaps I can trace that to my childhood when I was in primary or elementary school. That actually I was enrolled in a school, in an elitist school exclusively for girls. And it was here that I encountered that there are rich and poor people, and there's also the difference between, the natives, meaning the brown-skinned, and also the so-called mestizos and mestizas in Philippine society. Because, the school was owned and managed by nuns from Europe. So I could see I was just in grade school, and I could see who the favorites of the nuns were. They were the white-skinned, my fair-skinned classmates. And also those coming from the upper class. So I think that was the start of my awakening. At the same time, my father was also telling us that, he enrolled us in that school because that education was the only thing that he can give his children. Because my father is he comes from a peasant, from the peasantry. But at the time, he was already working in one of the government agencies. And that agency was known for its corruption. But my father said, I cannot be bribed because I don't want to be stealing from the people. And I'm here to serve not only my family, but also my country. If before I was a soldier, now I am he's in government, then this is my way of serving. So I cannot, for me, it was, honesty is really my motto. That was what he used to tell us. So then, when I was in college, that was in the 70s, that was also the start of all, this was before martial law. And that was the start of the protest movement in the Philippines. I got involved, and then it was then that even if it was being hammered into our heads, that graduating from that school will bring us to the big business institutions, to the big corporations, I could not see myself in those corporations. For me, it was, I know I would be out of place. So after college, I had an option actually. I took already I applied for a magazine, which was more of a fashion and lifestyle magazine. And there was also the other option of teaching in the rural area. I opted to teach in the rural area. And when I was there, then martial law was declared. And from then on, well, actually after teaching, I went back to Manila because I think I felt that I was not yet ready really to teach in higher education. So I said, I will take my master's. I will pursue my master's in Manila. And then while pursuing my master's, there came an offer from a government agency. And well, thinking also that it would be good to work with government because it was the housing agency. Before the housing agency, I worked with the Manila office of the Mindanao State University. And I was exposed to you know, actually to the Muslims in the Philippines through that university. I mean, through the Manila office. But from there, I went to the Manila office. I mean, to the housing agency, and it was in that housing agency that I discovered how the poor were being cheated. Like, I mean, one of the projects of of the agency is to provide housing for the poor, but one unit or one house would be paid by one person, and then another person also would apply, and he will also be paying without both of them not knowing that there are two people paying for the same lot. That was one form of corruption. And then to get also, I mean, to get a lot or to get a house in that place, you have to bribe people from our own office. So, I mean, seeing the corruption there, I concluded that this is not also the place for me. Because I thought through government I can be of help to my country, you know. So I went to, I mean, at the time I was offered work in a Catholic institution in the parish. It was really, I have to make a choice at the time, because the parish that invited me was a poor parish. From the very start, I was told by the parish priest that we do not have income from the people here. This is a very poor place. So, and I mean, we have some funds coming from funding agencies, but it's not regular. So it was really a leap into the dark, no? Because at that time, my father just died, and we are 9 in the family. I was the eldest girl, and then the two old, my brothers, the two older ones, were already married at the time. So it was really a choice, because I know I have to help the family, but then there was this call, and I know I could best serve my people through working in that parish, because that parish at the time was starting the building of basic Christian communities. Okay. So from then, I mean, it was there that I had my baptism of fire, you know, because it was an urban poor community, and then also that was already martial law, and well, when it is said that when 1 or 2 are gathered, then you're already, I mean, you're already under suspicion. So actually, I mean, I think 3 of our catechists were detained while attending a rally. I was spared because I was supervising a research work in the parish at the time. But I mean, if I was free then, I could have joined them, and I could have been one of them. No, I was spared. My colleagues were also freed later on, and then, well, I continued from that parish. I went to another parish, a poorer one, and in this parish, the situation was really, what do you call this? It was really in that parish that we tried really to build basic Christian communities, and we were always under the nose, literally and figuratively under the nose of the military. We were into organizing, we were into reorienting the different programs of the church. We were serving the workers, we were serving the urban poor, and we were under surveillance all the time. There were times that I cannot even sleep at home, you know. There were also times that I know I was under surveillance. I just cannot go anywhere. But the community protected me. Yeah. And that went on until the 80s. I mean, I went into organizing work, and then later, I think it was in the mid-80s, I had some crisis, no? And I think it's more of a, I don't know if I was battle fatigue. But I mean, the toll was getting on me, and I could see that through my health. So, I mean, I went on retreat and I reflected, but I really saw that I cannot leave. I am really, I mean, this is my mission, this is my commitment. It is not, I mean, working with the church, with the basic Christian communities, was not a career, but it was a mission. It was, yeah, it was really, it was a commitment for the church, not only for the church, but for my people. Yeah. Well, from there, I went back, got involved until I was, Asia opened to me. And all the different other advocacies, like not only the urban poor, the workers, and then the women. It was actually in one of the workshops where Asians have to share about the women in their country that I saw how other Asian women were really oppressed, no? And I think the conversion came there to feminism, because, well, when I was in college, there was already that exposure, but it was more on, well, at the time it was more on bra burning, on panty burning. At the time I could not identify, you know. And then later it was more of, it was all, you know, it was hatred for men, as if the cause of all evils were men. So I could not also identify with that. But seeing the suffering of how my Asian sisters were suffering, that the conversion came there. So after that, it was, I was asked to join a women's program. Well, actually, I was invited to join the Socio-Pastoral Institute to handle the women's desk. And from there, from the women's desk of SPI, I got involved with ACFOD. And all the more, I was exposed to the different realities of Asia. Okay. I mean, and when I think I was, what time was that? There was also there were crises. Like, there came a point that I was asking myself, because I was not getting any younger, what is there for me? Because, like, I was getting sick again. I have no money in the bank. I have no career to speak of because I was working with the church. And also, I have no family. I have no, you know, my own family. So the crisis came once again. But still, I found myself in this. I never, even during the time when my mother was sick and I was just I was home taking care of her, I could not see myself out of the, of this kind of involvement of the social movement. Probably not as a member of any organization, but still giving my share, you know, and trying to look for what else can I do as, at this point in time. Perhaps I can no longer be into direct organizing work, but there are other things that I can do. So, that's it.